All right, everyone, let's get started here. Let me share my screen with you and we'll get started. So welcome. My name is Melody Medawar Rodarte. I'm a physician here in Arizona, and I'm board certified in internal medicine, obesity medicine, fancy word for weight loss medicine, and also have certifications in hyperbaric medicine, wound care, and medical aesthetics. I love taking care of patients. I'm a DO, a doctor of osteopathic medicine, because I wanted to learn how to incorporate both Eastern and Western medicine in my practice. I really enjoy taking care of adults. And so I'm excited that you are on tonight because for multiple reasons. A lot of us are wanting to know, how do we stay healthy? How do we maximize our health? And this word here on this page, biohack our health, meaning how do we take control of a complex situation like our bodies, and how do we optimize the aging process? For me, I'm excited that you're on tonight because I love to educate. Since I was in residency, I loved giving lectures, I loved educating my patients, and I've continued to do that. I have opened my own practice in the last few months here, and I'm excited because I made a huge lecture room so that I could continue educating my patients and have other practitioners and educate. Because when we have education, when we have knowledge, we can put it into action, and that looks like wisdom. A wise person told me that. When you have all of your health, there's no better feeling than that. And so it's time right now, when we're worried about COVID infection, the coronavirus, there are things that you can do to keep yourself healthy. And this is not just a one-time thing. My goal for you tonight is for you to learn some things that keep you healthy throughout the rest of your life. And as I do in medicine, I always talk about, you need to learn everything, decide what's right for you, and then implement them. My biggest pet peeve is when someone says, my doctor made me do it. You are an adult, you take control, you find what works for you, and you find practitioners that team up with you and give you options, and you move forward with strength and courage and knowing that you're biohacking your own body. I'll get into my story a little bit later as to why you're watching a webinar with me tonight. But I want to just kind of get started with just talking about what you're seeing on the screen. I talked about what biohacking is and what nutrigenomics are. Nutrigenomics are using nutrition to enhance gene expression. It does matter what we eat. Right now, it does matter what you are putting into your body, because it can either be causing inflammation, or it could be helping with giving your cells incredible power to overcome things that it is exposed to. So the three theories of aging are going to be talking about, one, as we get older, unfortunately, our antioxidant production decreases. So how do we increase our own body's antioxidant production? Two, our mitochondrial health, super important to how our cells function. They make the energy to drive our cells. And three, NAD, and those are, it helps with sirtuin genes that help in how we age. So those are the three theories of aging that we'll touch base as well. So as we get started, the first thing I'm gonna have you watch is about a 3.5-minute video. It's an ABC primetime investigative report, and it was aired in 2005. You might think, geez, 2005, that's 15 years ago. Well, unfortunately in medicine, sometimes it takes that long for something to become popular, for enough research to come out, for the word to get out. And so I am gonna start there because that is where this story starts. And for me, it was important for me. This is what I was introduced to, and I really enjoyed watching it. It stirred up questions, and so I'm going to show it first so you can start thinking about some of the questions you're going to want answered as you are watching this. All right, here we go.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test.
Wouldn't some have given blood for this company?
I want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress. We all have it. The body fights back the system of to make two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So how often do I take these?
And so here I go. With that follow, I've just become part of a particularly landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with taking just one pill of Protandim a day. Reverse that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea, turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
So after that aired, incredible orders came in. People got to see John Quinones's blood work on air, and they were intrigued. I was intrigued. I hope you're intrigued. But what I wanted to know is this real? And for me as a doctor, I go to this website that you can see up here. It's called pubmed.gov, PUBMED.gov. And it's where independent research is and journals are there waiting for you to read. You do not have to be a doctor to go there, even though sometimes you want to be trying to read through it. And at the top it says over 20 peer-reviewed. There are up to 31 peer-reviewed studies on this product itself, Protandim. And so research started after that aired, and because multiple universities, and you can see them on the bottom there, they were intrigued and were already studying oxidative stress and we want to know what would happen if we reduce oxidative stress with this product. And so tonight you can go to this website and you can Protandim, and you're going to study up, and you are more than welcome to look through them. And for me, it was really what I wanted to see, because I wanted to know if it was real. So let's talk about what some of these research universities are saying. This is what Washington State University says. NRF2 may well be the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary breakthrough history. There are two words here that I love: therapy, prevention. there are not very many ways that can do this, let alone being able to do this naturally. So I get excited knowing that this is a pathway that all of us need to know about, because it can help not only therapy, but prevent disease, right? We are trying to slow down the aging process. And so what process looks like. So you can see this on the right-hand side, kind of just an apple. So when free radicals, that's like when oxygen hits the pulp and it's starting to make a process and then it starts to age, that's that oxidative stress making it brown. And so you can see it on the right-hand side, what a normal cell looks like, all the way to what a cell looks like with oxidative stress. And on the left-hand side, you're seeing things that can cause that oxidative stress, like using the microwave, using our cell phones, being around pollution. It doesn't matter, you know, you can't stop this process, but you can slow it down and you can repair it as well. And so this is another great slide, because a lot of people might say, you know, what is activation? Because you're going to hear me say that throughout this evening. And activation is when we're getting our bodies to release their own antioxidants, and they're able to neutralize free radicals at an exponential rate. So a great example here is on the left-hand side, when you're eating your fruits and your vegetables, you are having a great supply of direct antioxidants, but it's only neutralizing one free radical at a time. It's one and done. So still eat your blueberries, still, you know, eat your green leafy vegetables, but you can't eat enough for them in order to 1,000,000-to-1 ratio. That's why we want to find things that are NRF2 activators and other activators that I'm going to talk about, wanting to help our cells release their own antioxidants that are more powerful than you ingesting like a vitamin C or a vitamin E. That's the difference here. So Protandim, let's go back to our flagship product here. Protandim NRF2 activator is a combination of 5 herbal ingredients. And it is incredible in that it can reduce oxidative stress in humans by an average of 40% in 30 days and up to 70% continued use. The FDA allows us to make this statement because of our human study. The NIA, which is the National Institute on Aging, it's a subset from the National Institute of Health, did a 10-year study where they were looking at medications, they were looking at herbal ingredients, and Protandim was entered into the study. LifeVantage did not fund this study. We allowed them to use the product. And the neat part is we were the only natural product proven to extend lifespan. And some of the ingredients that are in Protandim were studied alone, and they did not show this increase. So it's truly the blend that makes the difference. That's why there are over 7 patents protecting this blend. You can't go out and you know, just patent an herb. It grows naturally. You can get it, but you can patent when a combination does something that alone it cannot do. And so what NRF2 is doing is it's helping to regulate our body's own survival genes. We're able to release our own antioxidants. That's the incredible part. So we are slowing down cellular aging by using Protandim NRF2 activator. This is a great slide showing that the sum of the parts is the synergy is just incredible when we use it. So NRF2 is ashwagandha, bacopa, milk thistle, green tea, and turmeric. You have been using them most likely because, especially right now, we're just wanting to stay healthy. But the combination found in Protandim gives an 18-fold increase in the expression of antioxidant genes. That's why we would prefer to take it as Protandim than by itself. So let's kind of switch gears for a little bit. I'm going to talk about mitochondrial health. So our mitochondria do more than just create ATP and help energy. There is a cellular network from head to toe. We need them communicating. And the communication that's happening that is key is repair or die, okay? When the mitochondria can't repair, we need them to die because otherwise then disease can happen. And so what we're looking at doing is we're helping our mitochondrial dysfunction, we're helping them function more properly. So we're increasing cellular energy, we're improving performance and energy production, we're improving sleep quality. That's really important right now. During sleep, that's when our body repairs. So we need adequate sleep for our general health. we're boosting mitochondrial production and their ability to network, and we're slowing the aging process by supporting chromosomal integrity. That's a mouthful right there. And I will tell you, about 4 years ago, I had to recertify for internal medicine boards, and the oncologist up in front was just starting to talk about the importance of mitochondrial function and keeping our mitochondria healthy, because it's helping our genome express itself. So I'm going to switch to another activator. And so we have an NAD activator, an NAD synergizer. This is a big buzzword in the anti-aging and regenerative world. It's big in the athletic world. And all we used to really know about was kind of just caloric restriction. You might have heard about it. I do weight loss medicine. It's definitely something that's difficult for people to implement, and intermittent fasting, but it's been shown how beneficial it can be. Well, what if you could get even better results by helping increase your NAD production and actually increasing your sirtuin activity? And so that's what we are seeing when we are using our NAD synergizer. When we're taking it, the things that we are looking for, the benefits of using NAD, is we're improving our mental focus and our concentration. We're supporting a positive mood and motivation. We are helping support our body's healthy inflammatory response. The key word here is a healthy inflammatory response. We want some inflammation. That helps our bodies function. It tells where the problem is to go and fix. But when it goes on, where it's not controlled, that's when problems can happen. So we want to support a good, healthy inflammatory response. We want to help maintain cholesterol levels already in the healthy range, and we want to support our healthy vascular system. All of these products that I've talked to you so far have the BSCG seal of approval, Banned Substance Control Group. Super important for those of us who might know an athlete, and we're talking to them about using these products, but it's just to be safe to know that we don't have anything in there that's going to test positive for doping. These are incredible products, and to have a couple different certifications to prove what is in the bottle is super important. For me, I want to know what I'm putting in kids in my body. I need to know what is on the label is inside that bottle. And so having those certifications are really important. So what does it mean when you put these all together? You can see here on this busy slide that we are helping increase gene expression. Our genes are so important. In the past, we thought what you're born with, you are stuck with, you cannot change how your genes are expressed. Well, I'm here to tell you only 3 to 5% of your genes are stuck in motion. That means you have control over 95% of how those genes are expressed. And so nutrition, nutrigenomics, and biohacking, super important here. You can control this. And so what you're looking here on the bottom is, using one product, let's say like Protandim NRF2, and when you're using it as the tri-synergizer. The tri-synergizer is using NRF1, NRF2, and NAD put together. So I'm excited for further patents and studies to come out just because of this research that we are seeing with the expression of these pathways. When we put NRF2, NRF1, Omega, and ProBio together, this is called the Vitality Stack. And you can do that as bottles, or you can do it in those rip apart that you see right there next to the bottles. And the neat part is we were able to win an International Business Award with putting these together. And so get back to the person who invited you to this. We can talk more about that, how incredible that is. So we mentioned probiotics. Let's talk about those things. A lot of us are wanting to know, how do we help our microbiome? Because what does our microbiome do? It helps digest our food. It helps absorb our nutrients. It helps synthesize our vitamins. Our immune system, 80% of our immune system starts in our gut. And then the other important part is like dopamine and serotonin. Have you ever heard of your gut being your second brain? That's what we're trying to do when we add probiotics and prebiotics and helping our microbiome. Majority of probiotics, unfortunately, even those that are prescription, only 4% make it through the stomach acid. And so that's why you might see that they have thousands and thousands of CF, and they're trying to make it through the stomach acid. Well, our probiotic has, our ProBio, is a patented um, uh, BioTract. I lost my train of thought. BioTract. And the neat part of it is over 60% is making it the stomach acid. And it is patented, and it's incredible if you read through that patent, because over 60% are making it where it needs to be. By each pH, it's releasing a certain strain of probiotic to help our gut function. And so we're seeing incredible results with our probiotic, as well as with, it has Wellmune. Wellmune has 12 peer-reviewed studies on PubMed that you can go and look at. And what is a prebiotic? Think of it as food helping the probiotics work. It's that soil, it's the fiber. And it's when you put these together, you can feel less hungry because you're reducing, fiber also just helps us reduce hunger, but our gut tells our brain so many things. And so if our gut's working a little bit better, you're gonna feel less hungry. It's supporting a balanced gut microbiome, which I've said. We need that healthy gut environment. And then we want to help maintain healthy blood sugar levels. Again, we're talking about healthy levels. So a little bit of sugar is good. Too much sugar is not good. A little bit of insulin is good. A lot of insulin is not good. So that's what we're trying to figure here, that balance, right? We want to support a healthy body. Our omega is incredible because it doesn't taste like fish oil. How many of you hate taking your fish oil because it tastes like fish? If that's happening, it's oxidized, it's not good, you need to go looking for something else. Ours is from sustainable. You can track bottle from the boat to the shelf. That's the neat part about it. And you could even chomp on it and it's not going to taste like fish oil. There are no filler oils. It's omega-3s and omega-7s, no omega-6s. So for some of you who don't know, we have too many omega-6s in our diet. So we don't need to be taking omega-6 supplements. We need to be balancing it. There's a good ratio between 3 and 6. So we need to take omega-3s, and understanding that omega-7s are important too, because it's helping with our metabolism and optimizing it for those of us who are into weight management. The plus sign is vitamin D. Vitamin D, incredibly important for our immune health, for our brain health, our bone health, our function. So right now, in this time, go sit outside for a few minutes, soak in your vitamin D. But a lot of us are noticing that we're D despite doing those type things. So a little bit of vitamin D is great, and our Omega Plus is incredible. So let's kind of go back a few to where I talked to initially. We have brain food that contains F2 for our brain. It's called Axio Smart Energy. I love it because I've never done an energy drink before in my life. I didn't like them, and when I saw this, I actually used the word brain food before it was like on any slide. I loved that I was seeing what it had in it, because as a physician, there are a few things that I will actually put people on that are not antidepressant and anti-anxiety medications, because I'm trying to just help their brain function, like quercetin and DMAE and L-theanine. These are all things that people understand and know, and B vitamins. They're helpful. Our neuro system needs it. And so we've put it into a formula that is, one is caffeinated and one is decaffeinated, all natural, no artificial colors or sweeteners in there. And so it's safe to use. It also has that BSCG seal of approval. And the NRF2, our brain needs that. We're helping improve mental endurance, mental acuity, concentration, and memory retention. And we need that right now, especially with the stressors that are around it. We need it to help our function, to reduce mental fatigue, to reduce mental fog. Who doesn't want a positive attitude right now, right? And so I love this line: a clean, low calorie, low carb, vegan formula that is BSCG approved and free of artificial colors, artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners, added sugars, GMOs, and is gluten-free. So that's our Axio product. And then we've taken that technology of NRF2 and we've put it into other products that you are going to see here. For those of you who have been invited to this webinar, please get back to the person who invited you and talk about the clean skincare, hair care, for those of you who are looking for that, think about that. There's this app called Think Dirty. It's not by our company. That's the neat part, but it's called Think Dirty. You can go on it, you can scan items, and I love it because it scores from a 0 to a 12. 0 is the best, 12 is get it out of your house, stop using it. And that's my my words. But our products there up on the top score a 0, 1, or 2. How incredible is that, that you have these options that you can use safely? Then we have our NRF2 for our four-legged friends there in the bottom right-hand side. So our four-legged friends right now are giving us a lot of stress relief, right? But they're also can feel our stress. And so we want something that we can help to support their normal joint function, their mobility, their cognitive function, and also reduce their oxidative stress level. So why are you listening to me on a Thursday night or on a replay? It's because I can't stop talking about these products. 5.5 years ago, I was introduced via watching this ABC primetime. And as I said earlier, I had to go to PubMed because that is where peer-reviewed and published literature is. And my jaw literally dropped because 5.5 years ago, there were 16 peer-reviewed articles for me to thumb through and read through and go, okay, this is real for me, okay? You got to decide if it's real for you. But for me, it was real. And then I needed to know about how do I get this product? How do I put my family on it? And if I want to share this, how does this happen? I will tell you at my practice that I'm not looking at nutrition in the same way that I do in having supplements or activators. And I wanted to know, how does this work? So this company, LifeVantage, has had Protandim since 2003. It was on a shelf. And unfortunately, they didn't have someone who could explain to you what it was doing. It was next to just other antioxidants. That's what category they thought it should be in. And so it almost died. It almost just shut down. And that ABC primetime lifted it up. But guess what? You couldn't get the product after that aired. They didn't have a huge sales team. There wasn't like you could call, put it in the computer and get it the next day, like what we have now. So it switched to direct sales in 2009. It's a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. And for me, that was important because I needed to know, what did this look like if I chose to share this as a business? I had never done direct sales before. Honestly, I didn't even know what it meant. And I am here to tell you today in this economy that I am incredibly blessed and thankful that someone felt that they wanted to share this with me. Because one, I was looking at how can I further help slow down the aging process, because that was important to me and my family. Two, I wanted to know what were other streams of income that I could do with my family. You might be thinking, gosh, she's a physician. Why would she think that? Well, guess what? In 2005, I came out with student loans, and I needed to know what were things that I could do because I went into primary care. And I wanted to know what other things I could do with my family, because I also have a vision of what's coming. And my husband wanted to retire after 20 years of law enforcement, and we wanted to know what were other things that we could do. So for those of you who want to continue just listening through this, it's just as important to me, because one, opened my practice this year, and two, I've gotten to continue to share these products with no holds bar now. And I hope you're hearing my passion, because when I can educate people, I get super excited, because then you have knowledge to stay healthy. You have knowledge that most people don't have, and then you can decide if you want to share it too. So those of you who love to share too, take a further listen into what I'm saying right now, because this has made an incredible difference for my family, not only in our health, but also to have another stream of income. And it's by helping people. That's why I became a doctor. So back years ago when I was looking at this is what was explained to me, and I'm going to show you. My financial advisor at the time wanted to look at this, which I wanted him to look at this. And he said, this is publicly traded. It's real. So if you tell me that the product is real, I'm going to tell you that the business is real. You have to decide if it's for you. And so it's like this S curve. Some of us, we get the option of getting into a company at the very early stages. Think of the iPhone 1, 2, and 3, okay? Most of us had never heard of it. But come about iPhone 4, we really were waiting in line. We were excited. We're like, when's iPhone 5 coming out? When's iPhone 6? That's called momentum. It was branded. Like, people were waiting in line and pre-ordering. It was crazy. It's still kind of happening now if you look all the way to the right, but it's branded. People know about it. There's not as much excitement with, you know, iPhone 12 to come out. You know, it's not the same. And so what we are is like a baby Apple right now. You're seeing our symbol there. We are in that early adopters. We're waiting to hit momentum. And I'm here to tell you, NRF2 activation is here to stay. It is incredible. We are going to be seeing it. If you look and do just an NRF2 search on PubMed, you're going to see how many exponential studies have been happening in the last 5, 10, 15 years. So it's not going anywhere. It is definitely going to be a household name. And mitochondrial health and NAD, you know what, you guys, those are so popular right now. So it is imperative that you see that we are in that early adoption phase, and we are moving forward. We are past the 10 years that most companies fail. And the neat part about this is we got to ring the closing bell in January for NASDAQ. So I'm pretty sure we're here to stay. So how do we get started? If you want to just get these products in your hands, guess what? You pay the same exact price as those of us who are sharing this as a business. Everything ships for free. You use a website with your email and your password, and you don't have to worry about, you know, getting a catalog and getting it driven to you, especially right now. You get to control when you get it, what day you get it, how often you get it. That is how simple that part is. And for those of you who just love to absolutely share, or you're thinking of how many people in your family need this, there are business packs to help you get started, and you get an incredible website. You get an incredible team. We work together as a team. I love this because tonight I can honestly tell you who I have in this, who I personally invited, but there are so many other people who have invited to share this and listen to this. And so this part I love because I love to share. I love to educate. That is why I'm on the medical advisory board, because I love to educate. This is so important to me. And so there you can see there are several different packs that you can get. It's called a business pack. You're getting to 30% more profit when you are getting these packs. It's a one-time and you're one done. You do not have to keep getting these packs if you decide to join us as a partner. And so I'm going to kind of hold it off there. There are several ways to get paid for those of you who are looking at, you know, how do I do this? How do we get paid? There are several ways. Get back to the person. And what I will tell you is you get a weekly check right now. The company just came out with weekly checks. How incredible in this economy that you're not having to wait 4 weeks to get you're waiting a week for the work that you're doing. This is sharing. Who doesn't want to share with the gift of health, right? And so we are publicly traded. You're going to see on the right-hand side some of the monthly averages of what our ranks do. So there could be income that just covers your product. Those are the first few levels. The next levels that you're seeing, like 1,400 to 6,000, that can, you know, bring a spouse home. That could get rid of one job, you know, and then you start to see just full-time income as well. It's just incredible. What I love is this is posted every year. We can't make these numbers up. That was important for me to be able to look through that. And so I want to just stop here and say thank you so much for watching, for spending some time with us. But I want to share what's on my heart. So for those of you who want to kind of just hear this, great. If not, I thank you so much, and you can definitely log off. We're right now thinking about the virus. It's around, right? What are things that you can do to decrease this? I'm going to say implement social distance right now. It's a real thing. Wash your hands, stay healthy, stay hydrated. There is so much nutrition can do for us, and there is so much that you can do to stay positive. Do not live in fear. I opened this up talking about knowledge, talking about education. turn off the TV right now. The media is not a good place for a majority of people, okay? You can log on to the CDC website. You can log on to Johns Hopkins or the Cleveland Clinic. They have great information on there. You can talk to your doctor even. Give them a call. Let's see what's going on. If you need to stay away from Facebook right now because of what's going on, do it. Take care of yourself. Get great sleep. Our sleep is when our bodies function best. It repairs. We need a good sleep. You need good nutrition. Don't emotionally eat. Don't stress eat. Those products are modified to make you want to crave them. So it's not you. Don't think about willpower. The best thing that you can do is not invite them into your house. Have only good nutrition there. It amazes me how fruits and vegetables are still around when you go into the grocery store. And so get those items, learn how to flash freeze them if you need to, and help each other out. If you have neighbors that need help, pick up items, especially if they're older, because we don't want them going to the grocery store right now. And so think about what you can do to help your body function optimally. How do we stop those aging processes? Because with age, we know that issues can occur, right? So hopefully you don't mind that I kind of went on a little bit of a tangent here. It's because I'm really passionate about it. And I've been talking about to my patients about this because I want everybody to survive this. I want everybody to thrive through this because there is a way and we can do this together. Together we are much stronger, just like, oh, I could go on. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it here. I thank you so much. Just bless this time tonight. Go get back to your family and enjoy it. Bye, good night. Oh, this is hilarious.